I'm hired to be the new GM for the Cleveland Browns. How's it going, everybody? I just wanted to say welcome to the interactive franchise. This is going to be really fun. You guys are going to take over as not only the fans of the team, but the press. So you guys get to ask me questions. In every episode, I will have a press conference and answer said questions. You guys also get to name some prospects. All you got to do is leave a name and a position or a name and offense/defense in the comments, and you guys will have a player named after you. This is just a little sneak peek of what you guys might be seeing in episode 2. Big game against the Raiders, and there's been some really interesting things that I've done, and even a big blockbuster trade that we did in the first episode to kind of square things away and get this team retooled. Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome to Browns franchise. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. I am the new owner, GM, whatever you want to call it, of the Cleveland Browns. What's going on, guys? Johnny here, and welcome everybody to Madden 25. This brand new series we're going to be doing on here on the channel. As you can see, we are in week 4, which is what we are currently in real life. It is just before the 2 Monday night games. We're getting ready to start. I made the predictions of Buffalo winning that game, and what was the other game? What was the other Monday night game? One thing that I am very going to do is getting rid of Deshaun Watson. Now, we could just cut him, do the obvious thing, but I would like to try something interesting. And I know it's kind of a weird idea to trade him, but if we package Deshaun Watson in his very bad contract with Jack Conklin, I mean, we're obviously giving up quite a lot to get rid of Deshaun Watson. Jack Conklin in the end will probably save us money. But we are taking on the contract of Drew Lock, which isn't the best contract, and Nunez Roches, which is, I'm not entirely sure how his I guess it's kind of a weird contract, but it's not like a ton of money. We're not taking on a ton of money here, which is something I would like to point out. They get 2 draft picks. They get 2 late draft picks. We get a mid-draft pick in sometime. I don't know. What do you guys think of this trade? Let me know in the comments. Do you think this is a bad trade for us? Do you think this is really, really unrealistic? It kind of is, because I don't think really a whole lot of teams would like to take on Deshaun Watson. But if you are the Giants and your whole fan base is like, we really don't want Daniel Jones anymore, they might settle. You know what I mean? They might settle for this. And if they're taking on Jack Conklin and they're getting draft capital, in all honesty, you know what? Just to sweeten the deal, I'll throw in another 5th round pick. So there you go. If you're the Giants, if you're a Giants fan, or this is in your Giants fan shoes, what do you think of this trade? If you had to ask me personally, I'm not a Giants fan, but if you had to ask me personally, I think this is a good trade for both teams. The Browns kind of get rid of Deshaun Watson from their team, which they needed to desperately get rid of Deshaun Watson. Unfortunately, they got to give up a lot to get rid of him, but this is kind of a way that they can finally restructure the team and not have to worry about him anymore. But they're also getting a decent backup quarterback. They're getting some another decent depth player, and they're also getting somewhat of a decent draft pick back. So, I don't know. You guys tell me. I think this is the move. I think we really do have to pad so much on if we want to get rid of Deshaun Watson. And maybe just to make the trade look a little bit better for you guys, we'll add a 7th round pick. So there you go. This is going to be the trade. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And the trade is accepted. Here we go. Deshaun Watson is now a New York Giant. And you know what? Maybe this brings a new thing for New York. Maybe they actually do pretty good here. So let's go ahead and look at what the lineup looks like now. Now that we do not have Jack Conklin either, DeJuan Jones can finally try to prove himself here. And right now the starter is probably going to be Jameis Winston. I mean, it could be either of these guys, really. It could be any of these guys. You never know. But yeah, it's just kind of a good way to restructure the team a little bit. Now we have some money to work with and stuff like that in the off season. We could do something really special and become a little bit different of a team. It's more of a retooling than anything else, and I know that quarterback is kind of a big deal. I'm not sure what free agents we might see for quarterback, but I don't know. Might be pretty decent. So yeah, the team is pretty set now, which is nice. I mean, you guys know the Browns roster. I'm not going to go through the whole roster and stuff like that. You guys saw the one change. And actually, there is one other thing that I did do. I did go and pick up Devin Leary out of the Ravens practice squad. Just because, you know, wanted to get a little bit more depth in there. Wanted to create a little bit more opportunities for some of these quarterbacks. Obviously, Devin Leary is probably never going to see any playing time on this team. But, you know, it's there. And let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, now we have a crispy $21 million in cap space, which is not incredible, but it's not terrible either. Something I do want to talk about, in which I might have said something in the beginning of the video and the little intro thing for you guys. I might have talked about you guys being interactive in this franchise. I don't know how in-depth I went on it, but I want you guys to be the press. So at the end of every episode, we're going to do a thing where you guys ask me questions, and I will have like a little press conference, and you guys get to ask me all these questions, and I get to tell you all the answers. So, you know, if you got any interesting questions, maybe about a trade I made or about how we're performing in games, make sure you go ahead and leave that question down below. And as well as, I would like to talk about naming your own prospects. So how we're going to do this is, I know I probably mentioned something, like kind of in the beginning, but how we're going to do this is, wow, look at that. Number 1 overall pick is a 6-foot corner. That's kind of cool. But anyways, so how we're going to do this is, you guys are going to leave a name down below, leave a name and a position, okay? Or if you really want to test your luck, leave a name and offense or defense. So let's say, for instance, let me name a player myself. I'm going to name somebody, okay? And so I'm going to name a player just to show you. We're going to go with, who should we name? I want to name a defensive tackle. We'll name this guy. So how it's going to go is, you're going to leave a name, and you're going to put down offense or defense. And so, for instance, let's see, I see the name Trevor on defense. Well, let's say his name is Trevor Bulborough, which sounds like a pretty Hall of Fame defensive lineman type name. So I'm going to put Trevor Bulborough. Just like that. And then we save. Now, Trevor Bulborough is going to be a defensive tackle from USF. So now, if you guys leave a name, leave either a position, or you, what you call it? Leave offense or defense, I can pick what position you get. Or, make things really interesting, be a kicker or a punter, you know? That could be pretty fun. You never know. You never know. But there we go. We're going to save that. So yeah, you know, just try to, I don't know, have a little fun with it. Pick what you want to do. So, another thing we are going to get into is, if you guys actually do care about sliders, we'll go ahead and look at that. For draft class strength, I'm not even going to show you that. All I did was put corners to weak, you know, because I feel like that's the most realistic way to do it. So, the way I have this going is, so I have a slider set that I first downloaded and then tweaked a ton. So I have a slider set. It is all pro realistic sliders. And let's go ahead and take a look at them. You can download them off of me. You just have to look up my username, which is Nozalgia Broadcasts. I know it's spelled weird, and it wouldn't let me put the full name in. So that is Nozalgi Broadcast, BROADCAST. So yeah, if you look up by that username, you might be able to find it. You also might be able to find my team builder team that I made. So yeah, that'd be cool. Anyways, so here's the sliders. If you want to go ahead and copy them, you can do so. Actually, that should be one. But yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and copy the sliders, you can go ahead and do so. They're very realistic. They were actually really fun. I was playing last night on offense and defense. I was having a total blast. And for XP sliders, I didn't change too much. I put fullbacks at 120. I put kickers at 102, punters at 104. And then Regression rate, I put halfbacks at 110, tight ends 110, receivers 110, fullbacks 110, corners 110, and both safeties at 120. And then at regression rate, I put 26 to 90. And that is the only thing I did. So, yeah. That's, I think, pretty much everything in terms of that. So, I guess one more thing I can show you is the guys who I'm really trying to develop here. So, Zach Zinner, DeJuan Jones, Elijah Moore. Yeah, pretty simple. Might switch from Elijah Moore for now. We might switch to Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I think we might do that. Because he might actually end up getting some playing time later on. You never know. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And there you go. Go ahead and see what player upgrades we have really quick. Cedric Tillman and Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Nice. So we're going to start with him. We'll start with him. And yeah, it's really just accuracies. I mean, everything needs a little bit of work, but accuracy is the biggest problem. Plus day awareness, 1 deep back, sure, whatever. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I really liked him playing last year in his rookie season. I thought he was alright. He did have some alright games. He didn't have a perfect, what I'm looking for. He didn't have a perfect season, obviously. I mean, he struggled. He wasn't exactly like the best first-round draft pick you've ever seen, or wasn't even a first-round draft pick caliber player, but he still played all right. So, and personally, I think Madden has him a little low. I'd put him at like a 64, 65 probably, but that's just me. So yeah. Looks like we got something about Jalen Warren being on the trade block. I'm good. I like Jerome Port a lot, so I'm not really going to look to move on from him at all. So yeah. We do have this game against the Raiders, which I believe we will probably play in the next episode. This is just kind of a little introduction video to get you guys excited about the team, excited about the franchise, and I really want you guys to get some questions in so we can answer all this stuff coming into next game. And yeah, I'm so excited to start this stuff, and I really hope you guys are too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video, which is the game against the Raiders. Bye!